Hey everybody, I'm Suzanne from Screenwritenow, and I help screenwriters and industry creatives to naturally de-stress and get focused into their creative rhythm and flow, build tremendous confidence, and deepen their emotional worldview into wisdom and truth. That way they can hook every audience. So today's video is a part of my Industry Wisdom Bit series where I'm bringing to you professionals in television and film to share with you one golden nugget of wisdom that they've come to learn from their experience. And today we're joined by Lindy Baker. Thank you, Lindy, so much for being here today. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I guess I'd start with I'm a Clairvoyant Life Coach, which is a fancy way of saying a psychic with a lot of student loans. And I would ask how everybody's doing, but as soon as I say I'm psychic, I'm expected to already know.
Probably, I bet. I know you have had a wonderful career and having your fingers in a lot of different areas of the entertainment industry. And I know we talked before we hit the record button about how making people happy has been one of your passions in life. So, could you just share with us one gem of wisdom that you've come to learn that you think the audience would be helpful to learn?
I think the real total gem is to learn how to focus on what you do want and not what you don't want. And that combines with finding things to be happy about, to train your mind to search for what's happy. Whether it's getting through COVID or anything, it doesn't matter if you're producer, director, or whatever. I think it helps you focus on moving forward rather than getting stuck in some kind of an emotional spot that you can't move from. And as a behaviorist, I truly believe that we train our minds to find happy. We that it doesn't come natural. It's not a thing. It's not a car. It's not really winning this contest, although it can be. Because I actually met somebody one time. This is a very true story that won $43 million in a Canadian lotto and they were unhappy.
Mm.
So, to me, really and truly, happiness is a frame of mind. It's not a thing. And I think if you go through the day, even and you have to reward yourself. So it doesn't have to be a big deal. You say, okay, I made my bed today. So tonight I'm going to reward myself with watching Blacklist. Or I actually sat down and wrote today. And it's not about whether it was good writing or bad writing. It's that I actually sat down and got this done. So what's my reward? Is some people have done a reward for a long time of being that drunk, or maybe they're smoking a joint these days since it's legal. I don't know.
Mm.
But I think you have to find some constructive rewards so that you enjoy life that way and it's going to move you forward. Um, it's what's moved me forward my whole life. And I know there's still some people that are stuck in a place that has to do with ages too, where they say, well, at my age, and I like to bring this up because I started stand-up comedy 6 years ago when I was 65 years old. And it's because I wasn't focusing on my age. I was focusing, one, on overcoming a challenge because whether I appeared or not, I am shy. You can't shut me up once you get to know me, but I am shy and I am more of a reserved type of a person. And what I was attempting to do was to find socialization. So I went to a class. I believe in learning. And so I went to a class, and in this class, uh, I went because I wanted to find people that had a sense of humor, and I thought a comedy class was the best place to find that. And I've always had the sense of humor. My father, I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. I'm the oldest of 13 kids. My father worked in the mill, Ford Motor Company, all of his life. And I think the way that he got through that was his sense of humor. And his sense of humor was always pretty foul. But nonetheless, it was still there. So I grew up with that, and I saw my dad getting through really difficult times with his sense of humor. So at any rate, I went to a class to socialize with people who had a sense of humor, and I was terrified to be on stage. My first
Wow.
time up, I was the feature. But
No.
again, what I was focusing on was I was focusing on what I was doing. I was focusing on how could I take this and transform people for a minute. And I think that that's one of, and whether they're producers, directors, whoever is looking at the show and watching this show, I think the thing to remember is that you have this most powerful thing that's called creativity, and that you can transport people out of their reality for whether it's a half hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, or now with the mini series, if it's forever, that you have that kind of a power and ability. And the best way I think to do that is to be focusing on your own happiness, on uh, yeah, on your own
I
happiness.
think it's so
How can I
important how
get
you
through this
said.
today?
Yeah, I think it's so important how you mentioned that it's not just something that you're kind of born with, that you really need to train your mind to go find the happy, and that focusing on what you do want is such a better use of our time because it really gets us into the direction of feeling easier, feeling lighter, feeling better, and more hopeful about things. And then combining that with things that make us smile and laugh. I mean, that's brilliant wisdom, Lindy. That's brilliant. I think a lot of people can get trapped into the doldrums of the day to day of some negativity, which our body is built to survive. So we're always going to be hyper vigilant to threat. But really, to kind of retrain the mind and retrain ourselves to feel more safe and feel more comfortable is brilliant wisdom. Thank you so much for sharing
And
that.
the And the thing that I bring up about training your mind, if you don't believe that, you have this autonomous system within your body. That's how you learn to walk without thinking, okay, I got to step now and do this and do this. That's how you learn that you just go ahead and you eat now. You don't think about it. That the body takes on these habits. So if you start teaching the body to look for what's good in your day instead of this
Mm,
natural focus to look for what's bad, it's going to say, "Oh, I know what you want me to do. I want you to look. You want me to look for the happy thing," and it really and truly does get into
yeah,
that
I've never
space.
heard it explained that way before, and it's really, really great. It's really simple to understand. So the more we can just start doing that, and we start, training ourselves, that we can be learning how to do this as a learned skill. So, well, tell us a little bit about where we can find out what's going on with you right now today.
My website is lindybaker.com, LINDYBAKER.com, and it might be easier to remember superintuition.com. That'll take you to that same site. I'm an emotion code practitioner, so for those people who can't easily get happy, you really do need to come experience the energy balancing, because what I do is I remove all that emotional baggage from your childhood
Mm,
that get in the way of your being able to feel peace and relaxed and happy and constructive, basically.
wow.
And I'm on Instagram as Lindy Baker Readings, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
have all the links in the description box of all of the
oh,
social
good,
media
yeah,
that you're on.
yeah.
So
If you even just go up and Google Lindy Baker, you'll find a lot of links.
wonderful. Well, thank you
The
so
cover
much for sharing
podcast.
your wisdom today. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure the audience does too. I think it's so important to find pathways to train ourselves to feeling happier. Um, and everybody who's watching, pop on over to my website, Screen Right Now, and download your free ebook copy, 3 Steps to Get Pitch Ready. That way you can get into alignment with yourself and hook your audience with your script. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Lindy, so much for sharing your wisdom. And we'll see everyone on the next Wisdom Bits.